So, hello there and good morning. Welcome to another album review of The Shield Dude in the Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today we're going to talk about the brand new album by a classic death metal band from Tampa, Florida, who just released their 11th album. And of course, I'm talking about Obituary and their new album, Dying of Everything. And here you see the album cover. It's very cheerful. When you look at this album cover, I think you know what you are going to get. It's Obituary. It's death metal. It's got those pummeling riffs, those guttural vocals, what you would expect from a death metal band from Florida that's been around since the 80s. And basically, it's one of the bands that started this genre. So they're very known, they're very respected. And this is their first album since 2017. And I listened to it, and I must say, it's a death metal album. It's very enjoyable, and the band definitely know what they are doing. So I'm not gonna go track by track discussing every track, but I'm gonna mention what I thought to me were the highlights of this album. So when you listen to Dying of Everything, the first thing that comes to mind is that death metal sound. It has that classic death metal sound from the 90s. So I think if you listen to this album and you listen to Obituary's previous outputs, you're gonna see that they don't have a whole lot of variation or experimentation, and it's the same with this album. They stay in that same safe zone, if you will. But there's great riffs on this album. The album opener, "Barely Alive," it's interesting because sometimes when he's singing, I thought he was singing "Buried Alive," but that would have been too cliche. So "Barely Alive" sounds more better or different, if you will. And I thought that was a very strong album opener that really gets you in the mood for what's coming up next. I thought songs like "Dying of Everything," which I think was the single, is a great track. I really like the guitar hook on this song. It's very good, very memorable. And I think "The Wrong Time," uh, which is the second song on the album, the start of it reminded me a little bit of old Sepultura, especially on the tone of the music and how it starts. It really reminded me of those Arise albums from back in the 90s. So that's what that song sounded like. Without a Conscience is another pummeling track that really hits hard on every level. Then you have a song like "War," which starts with some, like machine guns, and very reminiscent. Like when you have a song called "War" or like a one with Metallica, you always have like some sounds like people marching. So it's kind of like a trope, if you will, but it's good. But so there's 10 tracks, 44 minutes. Are there any weak tracks? I didn't think so. I thought the album was enjoyable as a whole. The only like nitpick that I would say with sometimes with death metal is that sometimes to me it tends to get very like stale and samey sounding, and sometimes that can get old for me if an album is very long. But this album at 44 minutes, it does not overstay its welcome. It comes in, does what it has to do, pummels you into submission, and then leaves you. And the replay value on this is strong. I think if you're a fan of death metal, especially old school death metal, you will enjoy this. It's meat and potatoes, like they say, death metal. There's no bells, there's no whistles, there's nothing that you say like, oh my God, I didn't expect that. No, but they do it so well that that's why they're Obituary and they're a classic band. So what did you think of Obituary's new album, "Dying of Everything"? Did you think that it started the death metal music for this year strong? Comment, what are your favorite tracks? And let me know if you want an album to be reviewed or something that you had in mind, leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe and like the video. That helps me with the algorithm and helps my videos go to more people. So until next time, people, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on the Couch, and I'll see you right here on the couch. Thank you and good night.